Oh. I need to figure out how this works. Okay, nice. Alright, so this is just a quick video explaining the new function that we released and the new unit that we released. So in Shinigami World, we decided that for our first Quincy unit, it would be Quilge. As you can see, I think he looks pretty cool. Got a sick looking aura. His modifiers are increased speed by 20%, increases attack and defense by 35%. If a Quincy is in formation, all enemies lose 15% avoid injury rate, which means we decided to add tags to every unit in the game. So there's Shinigami, Quincy, Arankar, Hollow, stuff like that, just to give units a bit of diversity when creating mods and functions later on. So we could do setups where it's like you can only create full Quincy teams or create a full Shinigami team, stuff like that. So we kind of decided to open the door a bit more with that. We have enemy Arankar loses 25% attack and defense. If enemies include Arankar, gain 20% start and fury and 10% speed. So we're kind of hindering those units. Can't Fear Your Own World, Stark, Nell, Ulk, Grimjow, Harrybell, because we want to try and move away from that meta and start opening up some better teams to be produced, especially when we're releasing a lot of new characters. So there'll be new Quincy's, there'll be new Shinigamis, or Soul Reapers, there'll be new just everything. So all allied Quincy's are immune to poison, burn, and bleed. Kind of stops them from being dotted out of the fight, which is hella nice. Ally assaulters gain 15% speed, and ally supporters gain 30% more attack. I think this is very good when pairing up with the likes of Blood War Uryu. We can even bring back Blood War Byakuya, Baz B, Hashwalt, Yawatch, because they all have the Quincy tag. So, you know, we're trying to add more uses to other characters. Same with Askin, Valkyrie, like all those units will have affinity with Quilge, whatever way you want to pronounce it. When attacking, 33% chance to silence and disarm, given that bit of CC. And then once per attack, jail the attacker for 1 round and restore 20 fury for each jailed enemy. So we added a new CC called jail, similar to how it was in the anime, which I think is pretty cool. It's similar to freeze and how freeze works, so it kind of restricts movement from happening during the fights. He also, for his talent, increase agility, strength, born with ability to avoid injury, it restores fury at the start of each turn to just try and get him faster in the skilling, which his skill does Attack all enemies for 150% damage. Cast Steal for 1 round, strengthening own supporters' defense, reduce enemies' vanguards, avoid injury rate. So, I believe the Cast Steal is random for one enemy, and then the strengthen own supporters and defense. There should be a percent somewhere. I think it's like 30% or something. The avoid injury rate is pretty solid. Kind of, deconstructs the strength of Stark and his avoid injury rate and whatnot. I'll see if we can maybe show him off. I might have to strip my main so he doesn't demolish the enemy team. Damn, I can't even equip any of these. I'll need more books. Surely I can survive and show off Quilge's skill. I might have to take the Zanpakuto off now that I'm thinking about it. Ah, no. Okay. So his normal attack is to do his Rapier. Okay, apparently they're very strong. Good to know. It's just a nice standard slash. The blue kind of shows the absorption of Reishi and whatnot, which I think is a nice touch. Too strong. Okay. See, this is the hard part. We are looking to add a training dummy in, so we'll be able to show better skills and stuff in the future. Okay. I might have to add some equipment and get him leveled up. Kind of terrible at showing off. But in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll show the function that we brought in. We decided it would be best to repurpose the big Yami that we see in the story mode, because to be honest, I think he's a pretty cool model, and I thought no point letting him go to waste, because like I said, he's a pretty cool model. So I thought, why not put it to use, get some more functionality from him, and not let it go to waste. So we decided to make a function called Yami's Rampage, and basically it tests your ability on team building and allowing a lot of your units to become usable again. So basically what you're doing is looking on this left side, and it'll say recommended units, and as you can see, you get a bunch of vanguards, a bunch of assaulters, a bunch of supporters, and it rotates every day. So this is the team, or this is the select units I can create a team from. So we'll go up to formation here, and as you can see, it'll show on the left side here recommended units that we can use today. So I don't have him on this account. Okay, so Haribel, Toshiro, Izuru. So I don't have a lot of the units on this account, unfortunately, but what I'll do is I'll challenge, and as you can see, we're using Big Yami. You can use whatever Zanpakuto you want, there's no restriction on that. And as you can see, we're not doing very well because we don't have any equipment or hitstones on any of my units. but you'll keep attacking for 5 rounds for as much as possible. And then when Yami uses his Fury skill, he'll be able to one-shot you, obviously. But if you're lucky and you get units like Harrybell, the Fury Restrict can buy you some extra rounds. And then it will calculate how much damage you've done. So as you can see here, I did 194 mil for today, and it's put me rank 36 for all the for all the people that have been playing. And every day you do 3 turns, you claim your shards, and as you can see, there's a bunch of shards for multiple attempts. 3 fights daily, and then you can buy a bunch of attempts with gold. And then with the shards, you come to the shop and you can buy some stones, some of the soul fragments for the new culling function. As you can see, we've added some Zompak toes that we believe should be available for free-to-plays and low spenders. Even some pay-to-win players that can't be bothered buying some of the low-ended Zompak toes. So, you know, opens that window open. And then heroes, as you can see, the selection of heroes is kind of crazy. So we decided to add every unit from Ganju all the way to, I believe, just before Bambietta. So essentially all the yellow characters and all the red characters. So it opens the window massively for free-to-play players and low spenders, and pretty much anybody who doesn't want to waste gold on buying, you know, some super old characters like Shuhei, Mayuri, even some of the Squad Zeros and stuff. This is their opportunity to buy them. So I think it's a beautiful fit to some of the stuff we've got going on for the version that I'm running. Obviously, more and more will be added in to the game as we progress. And then obviously we'll keep outperforming ourselves every time. We can finally add some stuff in here so we can hopefully show him off a bit better without him instantly dying. So I'll quickly hopefully show his skill off here and then let you guys go and hopefully join the Discord, try out our game, hopefully give me some feedback on improvements and things that I can do to make the game so much better. Nothing is really off limits. So this is a skill, which I think is pretty cool. You know, I think with animations like that, it's really cool to see. There's no longer any of those just random, you know, do a quick skill, be done with it. We can add a bit of flair to it. So he rises up and just nukes the place, which I think is pretty cool. But hopefully you are enjoying some of the stuff that we're able to bring, some of the changes we're able to bring. As you can see, we're constantly working on the game and we're constantly adding new stuff in. We are even bringing back super old events like Cemetery Treasure. We've added in a lot of things that you can buy with coupons now. For example, there's a tier 9 Hogu box. We've made it slightly easier for you to pick up higher tiered Hogus for gold. Just basically filling in gaps between progression so it doesn't feel like you either have to spend a bucket ton or grind out months to get to that point. We're also adding in small simple updates, like in Discount Frenzy you can just go through the tabs here and you can actually see what items are within Discount Frenzy. No more guessing what units are here, what Zanpakutos are here. You'll know because you can just simply just flick through. So small updates like that I think are very impactful, and as you can see, we've got a lot of functions being added in. But definitely look in the description for the Discord link, join, and pop in and say hello, and give a try out for Shinigami World. But hopefully you enjoyed the showcase, and hopefully you enjoyed the new function. And until next time, peace.